All right, there we go. All right, so
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, well, welcome to the show. Without further ado, I just want to just get to the point. We have Buddy Lee in the house
What's up,
and
everybody?
my and myself VFR. So, uh, what we're going to be talking about today is the Merchant Marines, what it is to be American. Because what I was doing the other day, I was waiting. I actually mentioned not you, but I was saying we have a buddy that's going to join us soon, and we're just talking about being American, what we see as America, and I think it's really important as a merchant marine as well that people get a taste of just like what you experience when you leave the country. And that is important because the stories that you tell me, it really puts things into a different perspective. So again, without further ado, let's just get to it. This is Buddy Lee. If you want to introduce yourself any way you can. Obviously, our friends and
Yeah.
family know who we are, but for the audience that doesn't, take your time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. So I go by Buddy Lee. A lot of people know me as Buddy Lee, but if you don't know, that's my nickname. I've been had for years, but my real name is Rashad. So call me Rashad or Buddy, Salty, don't matter. But yeah, we're talking about what Merchant Marines or what is it be?
Just introduce yourself. Where you
Um,
from? Yeah.
so yeah, basically I'm from Florida.
How
Um,
we met. You know what I mean? Just
oh yeah,
tell the
okay.
story. Take your time, man.
So basically grew up, well, born in Florida, raised in San Diego half my life. Moved to Virginia Beach. Dad was in the Navy, so we moved around a lot. So then I met my good friend over here, as y'all see, Mr. Three Sheets, as people know him, but I know him by, Vic or Victor. But I think we met in, man, what year was that when we first met at the beach?
Well, from my recollection, I've been in and out of Virginia Beach since 2003. So I think we met around the 2005 mark. Like, just
Yeah,
seeing
okay.
each other's faces, but um I didn't know you were born in Florida.
Yeah, I'm born in
I
Jacksonville.
so okay, that's crazy because we've known each other for almost 20. No, actually it's been 20 years plus.
Yeah.
Um and I know about San Diego, and you got John Blaze and stuff, and we'll get into that another time. But just moving forward from just being an American and what you are as a merchant marine, what prompted you to join the Merchant Marines?
I think at that time, I think after high school, I graduated in 2000, but I knew about it in, I believe, around 97 or 98 because my dad first told me about it, but obviously I'm young. I'm not listening to, everything my dad tells me. But then my mom told me, I think after I graduated in 2000, that my aunt, which is her sister, she was in the Merchant Marines and she did 3 years. So that's how I was getting most of my school clothes every year because she had a boutique store. So come to
Okay.
find out that she saved her money up for 3 years, opened up a boutique store in Atlanta. And that's how I found out more about it. And then she would always, hey, I want you to come to New York with me. Back in the days where they go up to New York, get the clothes and all that, and then bring them back to Atlanta and then sell them. So,
Yeah, and eventually I do want to bring you back on to talk about your history and your
oh yeah,
upbringing. Obviously, anyone would want to know that about anyone. That's
yeah,
how we converse. We talk about our history, what we've been through, and things like that. So when we were spending time together per se, like when you were next door, because I remember you were at the Edge or one of those places, and I
yeah,
was at the Sandbar, and I know you worked at the Sandbar eventually, but like when at that moment, was that on your mind? Like when you were at the bars bouncing? And we're gonna talk about all of that.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So, but
Okay.
I just want to focus on what led you to the Merchant Marines, because there's a lot of people out there that don't appreciate, and it's not that they don't appreciate what Merchant
Yeah,
Marines go through. They just don't know. Like they
yeah. A
don't
lot
know
of
how
people
we
don't
get
know.
our product.
Yeah, a lot
So,
of people don't know. Like that
But really
wheeze.
quick, yeah, really quick before you go out because you're gonna have all the time in the world. I just want to get to like when we were working there, and just like as you were working to the time that you got to join the Merchant Marines, was that
Man.
like on your mind the whole time, or did you have other plans? Was that like your plan C? You know, like what do you think about that?
I think it's funny because actually I wasn't even thinking about it at that time. I think after we had met and then we were working, the nightlife or whatever.
The bars,
But
yeah.
I was an executive chef, so I was always cooking. And then one of my buddies, Dan, Lieutenant Dan,
Of course, yeah.
was in the oil field, and then that's what kind of got me to go to the oil field. But prior to that, we had there was a group of us. There was a group of three of us that we all knew about the Merchant Marines between my dad or my mom or somebody that we met down at the ocean front that was always spending money and was like, yo, we're Merchant Mariners, blah, blah. So I was like, all
Yeah,
right,
we
cool.
got to see all of them, right? We got to
Yeah,
see all military. And
yeah,
Dan was a Marine, obviously.
yeah,
Yeah, he was a Marine. I don't think he is a Marine anymore.
yeah, he was. But I think he did like
All
a
right.
couple years.
All
But
right, but go ahead, continue.
yeah, so basically, back in the days, like when we had applied, it's a lot different now than applying. But back in the days, we can go to the Coast Guard, get all the paperwork we need to fill out. And then once the paperwork's filled out, they'll contact you and be like, all your stuff is good. So basically, long story short, you need a passport, a MMC card, which is a Coast Guard book. It looks like a passport, but it's red. And then you need a TWIC card, a medical certificate, which is a physical to make sure you know you're good to go.
Okay.
And then the STCW, which is a course that MSC at the time provided that for people that were coming in. So you didn't have to pay for that class. You just did 30 days in school and then you got that certificate. But backtrack real quick. So when we had applied, I didn't have the right guidance. So you have to have C time to get your foot in the door to get whatever position you want. If you don't have C time, you have to apply for entry level.
How do you
So the
get
whole
seat
three,
time?
yeah, so the whole 3 years, it only comes out once a year. So every time that I applied, of course I was a cook at the time, so I'm
Well,
applying for.
hold on. So like how do you get seat time?
You got to apply as entry level to get your foot in the door, and then you start building your C time.
So but no, I'm saying like what is seat time? Like what exactly is seat time? Is
C
this like
time
a
is
situ
this
Go ahead.
is this C time is this your work on the water. So if I was on a boat right now and the boat went out to sea, then you'll get like every 2 days. It's either 2 or 3 days. You get 1 day of full sea time.
And that doesn't count even if you're floating? And
Nah,
I'm talking about like on shore. Like obviously you have to be active and working. I think we just lost you, but it's okay. We'll get you back up. We'll actually pause this, so we'll be right back. Okay. All right, yeah, like I said, we got cut off for a second, but go ahead, continue.
all right. So sea time is basically if the boat is parked near the pier, like on land, so we're not really going nowhere. That you don't get sea time. Hold
Because
on.
you're not out at sea.
Hey, you're not at sea, but I
That's
can't
not fair.
remember. Yeah, I can't remember if a certain amount of days you might get a sea time, but when you go out to sea, you build up sea time, which means you just have more experience on the water and then the job, whatever you're doing. That's all that is.
I figured that, but like they could be teenagers and kids watching this. Like I don't want to assume anything.
Yeah.
Um, and that makes sense. Like dishwasher, and you work your way up to management. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
Um, so you have to earn seat time to actually get into like a full-time position and
Yeah. Or no, that's just to apply to be like to become a sailor. Because
okay.
yeah, most people that get all the documents and apply, like if they want to get a certain job that's on the board, like you're not gonna get it because you don't have the seat time. So every boat you go to, there's an entry level, which you start from the bottom, so you're just getting your foot in the door, And then once you get your foot in the door, you just work your way up to the top. So you might not want to be in the supply department. You might want to work for the engine department, or you
Yeah.
might want to work on deck. So you can move around and then figure
Okay,
out.
so yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
Uh, so yeah, I want to get into the meat and potatoes, right?
Yeah,
So in other words, like if you really want to get into it, you have to just get in there and just start working. It doesn't matter what task you have, and just take any opportunity that you can, just like I did, in the restaurant business,
yeah,
to
yeah,
just move up. And I guess it all depends what you want to do, because I'm sure you've met a lot of people, and we'll talk about this another time. I'm sure you met a lot of people that we're just complacent, like I just want to do this for the rest of my life and that's it and just retire, blah blah blah.
yeah. There's a
But
lot out here. There's a lot
but
of.
you consider yourself what? What,
Mm,
like seriously, like if I tell people I'm a chef and I could run a restaurant.
mm.
So like how do you feel about yourself and your position? There's a reason why I'm asking this. Do you feel yourself as a sailor, like, you know,
Yeah, I look at
earned your stripes, I would say?
uh, I'm a person. I'm a sailor by trade, but I drive ships for a living.
Dope.
Like that's my task, which a lot of people don't do because they're uncomfortable. But me as being a sailor, like I've mastered how to drive any ship, which in terminology, mariner time, it would be steering the ship. But me, I call it driving the ship. But we all know that you steer.
And you consider yourself pretty much qualified to talk about what we're about to get into.
Yeah, I'm quite. Yeah, way
Okay.
beyond.
I know that, obviously.
Oh yeah,
The audience doesn't. But all right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes, buddy. What are you shipping? Besides all the details and the ship and what you have to go through, dude, we all have forever to talk about that. And like I was telling you before, I want to help you produce a book about it, like a real, like a in detail book.
yeah.
But as far as like what are you hauling? Like what's up? What's so important about what you do, buddy? Like what okay, is your job obsolete? Like
Yeah.
what's up?
So we like the black duck, right? The ugly duckling. That's what I like to call it. It's
Black
got
duck of what though?
like the ugly duckling. Like all the
Just
ducks are
out of the pack. I
yeah,
got it.
one specific color. But so what we do is when y'all see the Navy, you see that big carrier, 5,000 people, and they're like, oh, such and such is going on an 8 month deployment. Well, that's us. Like we go out first and we'll be the
Mm.
last one to come in. But they don't really advertise us because we work. We don't get no credit. But what we do for the Navy is so this is like one on one for people that don't know what we do. So imagine a Walmart, a gas station could be like Costco, UPS, and then what's the garbage? That big garbage company.
Waste management.
Yeah, imagine all that in one. When we pull up to the ship, we'll deliver the food, drinks. We'll pick up their mail from ports because 9 out of 10 the ships can't pull in the port all the time, so they use us. That's why we pull in the port and get everything they need that they ask for.
So you're Walmart of the ocean.
Yeah, we Walmart of the ocean.
And that's what I've said this before to you, but I just wanted to remind myself because sometimes, we look at objects moving in life, like trains moving and boats sailing and cars going, and we never really understand like what's actually in practice, like what's happening.
Yeah,
Those cargo ships are very important, obviously, because like you just said, right now we have a major conflict that's about to take place, unfortunately, in Venezuela. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You can say a million prayers, you can try to legislate your way out of it. It's not going to happen.
yeah,
But what you're telling me is that that ship that went out there, that big carrier, you guys were the first to go out there to make sure that you can supply them with,
yeah,
like, let's say gasoline. I mean, Walmart, pretty
yeah.
much you get anything from Walmart. Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
we the first ones out.
And you don't
So
leave until they're back because they need you.
yeah, they need us. So we'll pull up. We'll give
Well,
them.
whoa, whoa, whoa. The way you say it, it's just like, yeah, they need us. Bro, they need you. What do you mean?
Yeah,
How are they gonna survive?
they
It's
need.
like that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you guys are just so well, like, underappreciated.
Yeah, a lot of the.
Like, it's
I think like a lot of the stuff that they do is like I don't think people realize like how much freedom y'all have because if none of these ships is out there and all these other ships can just pull in like to like whatever port and to just take over, like bro, this place would be a mess. So the Navy is, you know what I'm saying, like out there patrolling the seven seas or whatever. But that'll be like another thing we can talk like another
well, the
podcast.
important part about that is what you just said. So if they're out there patrolling, you absolutely need the merchant marines. It's not an option, right?
And
It's not a, it's not, it doesn't seem like it's uh, an option where it's just like, yeah, you know what? If no one's signing up to work, we'll just close the restaurant down. No.
yeah, that's a
Like if we have no customers coming in, like, we'll just, go bankrupt.
yeah,
Bro, if you shut the merchant marines down, there will be zero supplies for the actual Navy. And I'm sure the Navy would actually do that themselves, but that is all about the federal government. There's different compartments. You have the merchant marines, the actual marines, the Navy,
yeah.
the army. You guys are supplying all of this. Without you guys, we would be doomed because I don't see planes flying that much cargo back and forth, and
Ah,
it's just astonishing. It's astonishing. Just spending so much time at Virginia Beach, and you see all those cargo ships going out. That's pretty much a highway, right? You just see
that's
all the ships going out.
everything that y'all have is from overseas. Look at Walmart. Everything in there is China. So where's it come from? It comes from overseas. So you need container ships to bring the stuff to America. And then that's the
Okay.
same thing with the Navy. Is just we gotta make sure they're supplied because they can't. I think a battle group is like it's a carrier and then maybe four or five ships, like destroyers and let's say destroyers and somebody else. But when they leave as a group, like we supply all like the little ships, small boys, and the carrier.
Yeah, I would say like when I'm playing video games and like, you go into like the special ops, you have the sniper, the assault,
Yeah, yeah.
medic, etc. No, I get what you're saying. So uh, okay, so now we've established you're Walmart of the ocean. You have to go out there before the ships go out, obviously, because it would make no sense. It's not like you're gonna stop ashore and go to a 7-Eleven, in the middle of the ocean, which technically you are a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
So how do you transfer the goods? Let's say, a ship has um they're low on water and it's just like, yo, dude, we need like 80 tons of water, whatever. I'm just shooting from the hip here.
Yeah.
You guys show up, you're like, "Hey, we got that. What do you guys need? Clothes, water, food. Where's your ship at? Oh, we're 100 yards away or 200 yards away. How do you get the goods on their ship? I can't imagine you're not doing it with grocery bags,
Or you
like
can do
one
like
by one.
basically you have helo ops, which you put everything in a big box,
Okay.
or it's a big box and it's on a pallet.
Now, when you say helo, you talking helicopter?
Yeah, helicopter.
I'm gonna add that to this video because I know you have some video on
Oh
here.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Basically, I have a box on a pallet, and the but underneath the pallet is a just imagine a big net. And the big net, you take the net, all four corners, and you connect them all. So once they're all connected, then you put a pole It's like a imagine a long pole. You just put a pole on the end of
Hmm.
it. And then when the helicopter comes, a helicopter has a hook underneath the belly. But underneath the belly, there's a I don't know what they call him, but there's a guy or a female that's watching the belly line up to the pole. So they're
Yeah.
communicating with the pilot, like, hey, back up some or scoot to the left, scoot to the right. And then once they get it like lined up, then the person on the deck, which is the deck worker, will hook it. And then once it hooks, it'll hook. And then you run from underneath the helicopter, and then the helicopter will pick it up.
And
And
now, so they're obviously not depending on audio, right? They're doing some kind of hand gestures.
yeah, there's hand. So you have one person on deck that's a yellow, that's wearing yellow. That's
Okay.
Hilo Op.
And we're gonna see this in the video
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull
you're gonna
up
see
as
it in the
you're
video.
talking.
So on the Hilo Ops, the guy in the yellow is signaling to the pilot because the pilots are looking at the guy in the yellow. So you might see him go like this. You tell him to
Hmm.
scoot up, or if you see him go like this, it's like go this way. And then if he's too low, then you'll see the hands go like this. It's like yo, go up. So you tell him go up. So it's a lot of back and forth of hand movements, and then the pilot watching the guy in the yellow, and then obviously there's somebody next to him that's communicating with the guy that's in the middle of the helicopter looking down, trying to line up the pole so they
Okay.
can hook up and then transfer it to the ship, which the ship is only man like a couple 100 feet. It that the ships are right next to each other, so they just keep dropping cargo off and then come back over. There's usually three helicopters, and it's just
Okay.
American
So
back and forth.
let's say you have one loaded ship. You guys are out to sea. You're going.
Yeah.
Is that shipment specifically for one drop off, or is there multiple orders that you're going out? You know, like DoorDash when you're going out there, it's just like, are you dropping off to one location? Do you guys have an actual like inventory that you need to deliver? Or
So basically,
hold on really quick, or are you an actual Walmart on the ocean and people say, hey, this is what I need, yada yada yada.
yeah, but we still had to go get it. So, all right, for example, the carrier will be like, "Oh, we need 10 pallets of soda or drinks," but the Navy will order everything, like whatever. We'll just give an example. So we'll say Miami or New York. The carrier could be out to sea, and they'll be like, let's make our order for the ship." So they'll order whatever they go through in Miami, and they have a catalog on the back end. So they'll order everything they need, and then that warehouse or that supplier will get everything together, put it on pallets. Once that order comes in, then they'll communicate with our ship, the ships that are out, and be like, hey, or the carrier will be like, hey, we got this delivery, or we got this that we need picked up. We'll go pick it up, and then we'll contact them, and be like, hey, we're at such and such location. We can meet you at this location. Once they come to agreement, then however many days it takes us to get to the ship, because it's not like
But I'm sorry, you would have to pick the order up though.
yeah, we had to go physically pick it up.
Okay, so you're more like a DoorDash of the ocean.
Yeah,
A Walmart of the ocean would pretty much be like you have 100,000 cases of water, not specifically for one ship, just in case a ship needs water. That's pretty much what I was asking.
well, water. Every ship makes their own water. They have machines and equipment that pull salt water from the ocean and
Get the
then
fuck out of here.
break it down. Yeah, we every ship makes water, and you're like, well, how do they make the water?
Not yeah, drinking water or
Yeah,
what?
drinking water, uh, water to
Wow.
shower in. water for.
I wonder what they do with the salt though. They must use it for something.
It goes through that's like a somebody from the engine department. So I don't have like too much knowledge on how they do that, but
No, but I mean, you answered the question. People make an order, you go pick it up, and then you deliver it. Yeah, that answers the question pretty much. I was just,
yeah,
you have oil rigs out there
yeah,
where I'm not sure. I guess the question I was asking, do you carry a surplus on you just in case someone needs something? That would be efficient to me. So, like, I would have different carriers out there. This is just me, and I don't know everything about everything, but I would have a carrier with like X amount of water, a carrier with X amount of clothing, a carrier with X amount of, non-perishable food. So just in case anyone needs it, not that, okay, you have to go pick it up and then drop it off per se, like, you get your distance and then the helos drop it off.
yeah. It's
Either way, it's a very fascinating way that I guarantee you a lot of the people listening to this right now have never thought about
yeah.
ever. Like, how does the Navy get fed? What about submarines, bro? Have you ever delivered to a submarine?
Now submarines is different. Yeah. So I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm gonna pull it up.
Would you pull it up?
So it might be because it's gonna be too bright.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna put that in the
All
video. Oh, that's dope. I'm still gonna put it in the video, but that
right.
is a very clear picture.
So that's
Yes.
the helo, and that's all the
But
dry.
that's the pickup location, not
Yeah, that's
the
on the
drop
flight.
off.
So they pick that up from the flight deck,
Yep.
and then they'll go to the next ship, like right across. And then see how I was saying, like there's a guy with the yellow shirt.
Hmm.
So like that.
Giving directions. Yep.
Yeah. And then the
That's
person with the red
so interesting.
running. Yeah. The red is
Hold on,
like,
put that image up again.
hold on, let me go back. So, and these are all, I took these with
This
me.
this is so everyone that's watching, that is the price for your freedom.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we seen it. That's the price of freedom. What people don't understand is like, yo, we wake up, we're so comfortable, we don't even realize how much effort and time it takes and people's energy, their livelihoods, their lives in general. Like there's people on those ships that are delivering these goods to
Yeah.
other people on other ships. I'm talking to the audience real quick
Blah,
to take this product to other people that are on ships. And what are they doing? Just like Buddy was just saying, they're patrolling the ocean so we don't have some maniacs come in here and try to invade our territory, which is going to be pretty hard because we're in the United States of America, Second Amendment, etc. But that's not the point. These guys are out there. It's an incredible, tedious job, and
yeah.
that's why I can't imagine that everyone is excited about it. What's the ratio that quits? Honestly, how many people you seen in your career? Because you've made an incredible career as a merchant marine, serving our country for more than a decade.
Yeah. I said that.
And
Mm, right now, like, and this time of age, like right now, like 2025, 24, like turnover is really high because you have to think I got in maybe like 12 years ago.
yeah,
The people working 12 years ago, their mindsets is way different than what today's generation is. Like you have a lot of people that are skillful that will teach you things about being on the ship that will give you guidance. But nowadays, that's a whole different other podcast. Like the generation now that want to become sailors is not the same as 12 years ago.
I have to. I think it's safe to assume that a lot of it has to do with money and the internet because the internet tells you, yo, if you ain't worth this, you shouldn't be doing that. And people forget like the selfless sacrifice it takes to actually do things like this.
Yeah,
That's why a lot of men and women, abandon their children because with their children that's next to them, they're not going to be capable of making X amount of dollars. And what I mean by that is sacrificing your life to
yeah,
make sure that this child grows up to be what she needs to be. Now, what I mean by that, now you have public service where public service has become absolutely out of control. You have people that are walking into public service that
yeah,
want to walk away as millionaires. Motherfucker, it's public service.
yeah,
You are going out there to sacrifice for your country so we can be safe, have what we need, keep thriving, so we can help other people in other countries.
yeah,
And with the attitude that these people come in, they're like, yo, I'm only getting paid this, but you're not paying electricity. So, like, you're not paying anything else besides what? Things that you want or you think you need.
yeah. So
When
it's
it,
like
when it, Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm
Like,
just saying that the generation now is bad.
it's all about
Turnover
the
rate is
money.
really high. Turnover rate is high with people coming out here and thinking it's gonna be sweet. It's this whole it honestly is social media because a lot of these people come out here
Yeah.
like I get it, they've never been away from home, but when you don't have access to your phone, like you have to be productive. That's what a lot of people think. Like you don't have internet in the middle of the ocean. There ain't no damn satellites or Wi-Fi towers in the middle of the ocean. And it's like, yo, you're not gonna be on Facebook. When you come out here, all that shit stops. You gotta cut all that out. It's like you want to come out here and get this money and work and maybe advance your life to be something else, then come do that. But if y'all worried about the internet and not being home for holidays and stuff like that, then it ain't gonna work. But most of them try it. You only got to do 4 months. If you don't like it, then you can quit.
I feel like that's an excellent opportunity for anyone
Yeah,
to not only serve their country, right? Because again, are you out there just Walmarting for just random yachts?
it's,
No, that's a
Ooh,
question.
we do ships. We've done
You
Canada.
do random yachts?
Right now, we don't do yachts.
Yeah,
Yachts.
like Donald Trump could call you guys and be like, "Hey guys," and I use his name specifically for a
Nah,
reason
he's
because
just
he's
too important with his own. Our ship is too big for a yacht. Ain't gonna.
That's the point, though. You
Yeah,
guys are out there serving the public. You're
yeah,
federally funded.
yeah.
So you're doing a public service. That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
like, you're going out there, out to sea. You're doing a public service. Your expenses are meager because you're only getting paid to do a service. That gives you time to create, read books, educate yourself. You know because you've done
Right.
it. That's all you did. And I know that you don't even have to tell me you've done that,
Yeah,
besides me knowing you did that, because I already know how your mind works. You're not
yeah,
gonna sit there and be like, it's like, no,
yeah,
let's do something, create.
yeah. Great.
You know,
You have a lot of time on your hands. I
for
got
all the merchant marines right there, really quick, all the
books.
merchant marines that are out there right now that are young, you as seniority, tell
Man,
them, talk to them.
all the young kids, man. That's a good. All right, let me put this out. If you don't have any kids and not married and all that, look, go out there and see the world. There's so much that people don't realize, like what the world has to offer you. And I don't sell with the company no more, but I still have my friends or contacts for business that I do use from overseas. And it's
Really
about
quick, that's recent, right? It's not like you just left the boat years ago. That's recent.
I left last year,
There you
uh,
go. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
in February. But So the younger generation, I talk to a lot of kids that are in high school, like their senior year on my TikTok, because over there I'll do a podcast on questions and answers and help the younger generation or older. There's people from 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s that still want to come out here and sell, and there's no age limit out here, so you can be any age, male or female. But I give advice and mentorship over there because everything y'all are seeing on social media is don't believe the hype. Someone's flashing money, but trust me, it took them a lot to get that money. They didn't just get that overnight. So that's them saving up draws and all that. And the videos now are leading the wrong people to that side, and they don't have the knowledge, which I have a free ebook, which is 40 pages that helps you step by step to get everything you need. So
For the Merchant Marines.
yeah, merchant marines
All right.
are merchant marines or to become a sailor,
In general, yeah, and we're gonna post that right here as we're speaking. I'm gonna make
So
sure that's on there for you to get. So
which
you're,
um, damn, am I in the wrong book?
well, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna pull the book up when I'm
Uh,
editing. And
oh no, you need this.
let's
Uh,
see it.
this is what I was talking about. That red book.
Oh.
That this is what
Merchant Mariner
you learn there. Credential.
credential
You're gonna need that, and of course, you need this.
passport.
Passport.
Is that real though?
Oh yeah, that's
Or
real.
did you contact one of my cousins to get that shit?
Well, actually, tell you the truth, I know a man. Man, where the hell is my
Actually, a lot of my cousins are a lot smarter than me, to be honest.
Well, basically, it's a twit card, which
I
is
remember the Twit card you were telling
you
me
need this right
that
here.
you got.
This
Yeah.
this is a medical. This is about a Coast Guard. This little certificate, and that's basically your physical, like vision, hearing, drug screen, and all that. So
All
you
right,
need.
so COVID,
Oh
when
man,
that happened, is there any worst possible scenario that you can completely think of? Like, is there anything you could think that is worse than being in a COVID situation on the ship compared to right now and how things are?
the worst thing.
No, no, no. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Not the worst thing. Um,
What's the worst possible scenario that you can deal with on the ship where someone will be like, well, I don't know if I could deal with that because if you're married, right, for 20 years and you have to stay on a ship during COVID for 12 months,
yeah,
compare that, staying away from your family and not even shoring,
yeah.
compare that to the worst scenario that you could deal
Like,
with in the Merchant
yeah,
Marines.
that's like being in prison, like going to jail. And every day you're waking up, you don't know when you're going to see your lawyer. Like
So
when's your
COVID is the worst scenario.
COVID? Yeah,
So other than that, no one should be complaining.
yeah, it's easy.
That's my question. Talk to us about it.
You got freedom. You get paid 3 meals a day. You have a room. Most of the rooms have cable hookup. You can go buy a little TV when you go to base. Get you a TV for $100 or whatever. Um, you're making money.
Do you have debt collectors? Like, hey, you owe this bill for this
Nope,
month?
none of that.
Do you
That's the other
have
thing too. Like before you come out, like they want you to, when you're working with the government, they kind of want you to have like a clean record. But some people
Oh,
might
of
have,
course. Yeah, yeah.
but you will still get the job. So, um, yeah, COVID was probably rough. We was on a boat for 8 months, no land, just on the ship.
And that's what I mean.
Off
Yeah,
the ship.
that's what I was.
Yeah, 8 months. Yeah.
Okay. So if someone right now wanted to join the Merchant Marines, what does their life have to look like?
Yeah, your life.
No, seriously, like if I wanted to join the Merchant Marines right now, and be honest, I have bad credit, because of circumstances. Life is what it is.
Okay, there's
I have a pretty clean history with the law. I mean, I don't
yeah.
have no serious shit on my record.
So there's two.
And hold on real quick. So it was my credit, the law. I have a few misdemeanors, but they'll probably be expunged. And
Yeah,
then as far as yeah, I guess those are the top two things. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. So there's two routes. Hold on, I'm just sending a text.
that's fine.
All
You're good.
right, I'm gonna go back here. All right. There's two routes, right? A, there's someone that doesn't have a bad record clean, okay? Two, you might have a felony or your credit's not good, all that. The government is for good people. SIU is for people that can't get to the government because their record's not clean.
Hmm.
It's okay if you've done bad or your record's not that good, but another company will take you and you still will be doing the same thing as the Merchant Marines, but not with like helicopters. Y'all still go to port, pick up stuff, depending on what kind of ship it is. Like they
Okay.
could be delivering cars. You have ones that do cars. You have one ship that just carries fuel and drops that off at different bases. There's all kinds of jobs with the union, and then MSC is just people that's never been in trouble but want to get the government. So there's two different routes. But for anyone that
At least there's opportunity for
yeah,
both.
there's
Yeah.
opportunity for everyone. Even if you don't know if you can get in, just apply and see what happens. Because like I said, back then, like 12 years ago, like I don't know nothing about felonies, DU. Like I don't know nothing about that. Like
Yeah.
people got to call them and ask them, like, "Hey, I got this on my record. Can I still work
I
with
don't
y'all?"
think a DUI would mean anything besides steering the ship.
Yeah,
Uh, and that's just from personal experience, even from recent inquiries, because I've had a DUI and it was many years ago. And, some people say 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. But okay, so let's
hold
close
on.
it with because we're gonna be having this conversation for, many more times. And I'm interested to see how people respond to some of the things you're saying because you are an actual OG seniority. You know, tons of people. You have a very successful page
Yeah,
and you have a following. I mean, it's not like millions of people, but you have a very strong following and you do a lot. You've done a lot for the community and this country just from going out there and tolerating what other people did not want to do.
yeah,
And I know that may seem a line like, oh yeah, anyone could do this, but obviously not because you're telling me there's a turnaround,
yeah.
you
But yeah,
know?
everybody, hold on. You can do it. You gotta have the mindset. Like you'll know that first week if you're built to be out here or not. Like it'll separate the men from the boys. And trust me, when you're gone 10,000 miles away from home, it's gonna hit different. I was like, oh man, I can do that. Like I'm that Billy Badass when I was younger. Like, yo, that ain't gonna never happen to me. But
Yeah.
uh, it hit. It hit different though, but it makes you a better.
What,
It makes you stronger. You know?
so what would you have to say to some of the boys, right? Because it's nothing wrong with say separating the men from the boys because I was a boy trying
Yeah,
to be involved in situations. What would you say to some people like, you're gonna have boy mentality that goes in there and wants to quit after 2 weeks. What, why should they not?
What, like quit?
Why shouldn't they quit? And your perspective, it doesn't matter how, what you know about that specific person. Why should that person not quit?
It just depends on the. Honestly, it just depends on the person. You can still see me, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, we're not talking about like someone who has panic attacks or someone who uh has epilepsy. We're just talking about a regular person just like yourself that wants to quit after 2 weeks. They
Mm,
can't, some people can't see the tunnel, right? We're talking about boys and men. But
yeah.
sometimes you're going to need some of those boys to groom into men. So, what will you say to some of those boys that kind of can't handle it but want to but don't know how to? Like there are people in this world that want to do things but they just don't have the proper guidance to get there. And as for someone like yourself that's been doing this a long time, someone that wants to do it, let's say a 19-year-old kid that's just like, dude, I really want to do this, but what's the purpose? Like, why should I do this? What's the benefit? It's stupid. I only get paid $13 an hour, yada yada. Like, this doesn't
Uh,
make any sense.
some people want to better their life, or most people just want to get away from where they're at, or they want to be better. They want to better themselves. But I tell people like just stick with it, like at least do the first 4 months, and then the 4 months will really tell you like, are you meant to be overseas? Are you meant to be able to be away from loved ones at a long period of time? Because you can't make up for lost time. That's one thing, but have a mindset of like what you want to do. Like if it's not long term or short term, have some goals. Set some goals up. Plan on if you want to open a business, like think of stuff like that. Where then you're just not selling for forever, and then say you don't even have nothing going on.
So, in other words, it's just, it's not meant for everyone.
Yeah, it's not. I seen one guy, right? He talked to me on Facebook. He had just gotten in, wasn't on the boat yet, but he heard of my name. So he ended up contacting me on Facebook, had a family, wife, and all that. Man, he got out there his first week. Wife said she was leaving him. Man, that broke him down to where he didn't even want to work no more. He stayed in his room. He said, I need to go home. And that's
That's
shit that
tough.
happens all the time. Like he just left and telling me his goals and all that, what he wanted to do with his family. And not even like the first week, she wrote him an email saying that I'm applying for a divorce. I was like, damn, hold on.
You good?
Oh, okay. Nah, someone was calling. Yeah, she emailed him and he was sick. Yeah, he quit. He ended up walking off the ship. And yeah,
So that because that is so, it's beyond interesting. I want to save that for another segment. And
yeah,
we're
we
gonna
can get
stop it
on
right
another
there.
bed.
No, no, no. Seriously, I want to get into some of the sad stories, in our next segment.
Ah, yeah,
Because
I like
I really want people to understand like what is happening. Like that we all get our goods and we're all like lovey-dovey, but like dude, there's fucking consequences to these shit. And like, it's the same thing with diamonds that are coming from Africa or from another country. There's fucking consequences to what the shit that we have and
yeah,
what we think we need. It's insane.
yeah,
All right, well, look, this was a great segment. I got enough of what I needed to start bringing awareness to, merchant marines and to just, continue the conversation of life.
yeah.
And there's so much more to talk about, but
We can talk for like the next 6 months on
Oh, yeah,
different.
of course. Oh, and we will. We will. So, but for this segment right here, what do you want to say again? I know you made your kind of final statement for the young bucks in there, but talk to the old heads out there, man. Real quick. Give
Y'all
them a little
old heads,
love.
man. Y'all can come out here and get this money. I've had a couple few older guys hit me up, and
Well, really quick, buddy, so we could be clear. I'm talking about the old heads that are there right now that will be watching this, like people that are in your position that are still on the boat. Talk to them
oh
because
yeah,
they're
man,
gonna
y'all
see
keep doing
this.
your thing, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You'll be home soon, man. But yeah, a lot of them guys, yeah, y'all know what y'all doing, and also females too. It's a lot more females in the industry now, so y'all keep doing your thing, and hey, keep moving up the ladder. Sky's the limit, man. But that's
Okay.
all I can really say.
All right. And we'll have time to talk, to the new people that are coming in. But Buddy, uh always a pleasure talking to you. I mean, me and Buddy, we talk like almost every night or whenever we can. And uh old friends, so we took different career paths because we had to. And Buddy's out there in California doing this thing with the printing business, which we're going to talk about in a couple of days. And Merchant, like it's just incredible, buddy. Like how we I see a lot of success in our friends.
Yeah,
It's exciting. We don't know how much further it can go. It's just an exciting experience to just watch all of this in real time. And thank God to social media, but you know,
yeah, no stuff.
all right.
Man.
So all right, we'll leave it there, buddy. You
All
have
right,
a safe night,
all
and
right,
we'll talk more next time, dude. Absolutely. And
hey,
that's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching.
all right, my brother.
Peace.